Welcome back, comrades. This is Gaming with Austin for Season 1, Episode 127. When it goes to my Yu-Gi-Oh deck, I'm slowly building up my collection of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. One of the reasons I'm doing so is so in case I want to have friends over. In case I'd like to have some friends over for some Yu-Gi-Oh. Or if I have a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament. With the school lunches inside the communal school, they'd be entirely homemade. The lunch would be entirely homemade. School lunches would be entirely homemade. The school lunches would be entirely homemade. I just hope Minecraft instigates an update in which you could plant more types of crops. Like, lunch would be made fresh every day. The storage is where all the raw ingredients would come into place. Like, yes, the ingredients would be completely vegan. Let's look for a cauldron. There we are. Any food they would have left over would be flash frozen. I know some people have a stance against frozen foods. But flash freezing preserves the nutrients. Where's the furnace? I know you're gonna need a crafting table. And a furnace. I wish I had an angel for one moment of love. I wish I had your angel tonight. This is where people would go to wash their dishes. This is where people would go prepare their food. Some of the food prep would be done by the students themselves. Some of the food prep would be done by the students themselves. Because think about it. Students need a chance to learn. Because in communism, everybody has different jobs. To the point where it's all the same, one and the same job. But different, everybody has the same role. Like, everybody does all the jobs. Like, they would cook it if needed. Like, the shifts would rotate. It'd be a rotating shift. It'd be a rotating shift. Like, the amount you'd receive would depend on your metabolism. The food you would receive that, and if that is based on your metabolism, that is called your true needs. If you have a really fast metabolism, you need to eat a lot to maintain that metabolism. If your metabolism is slow, or you're underweight, you'd have to eat more. No. If your metabolism is fast or if you're underweight, you'd have to eat more. But if your metabolism is slow and you're overweight, it's good to eat less. The consequences of American capitalism are being felt around on a global scale. Not just in America, but around the world. The effects of capitalism are being felt on a global scale. Which means a lot of starving kids. it goes to animal welfare within this commune, they talk about diets that are biologically, not just everybody should go vegan. Not just that everybody shall go vegan, like cats must be fed meat. Raw meat. And I might build an animal farm for the cats. And only if the animal dies from old age, they'd be harvested and turned into cat food. They take out the nerve tissue, so cats don't develop something called mad cat disease. Some cases of mad cow disease are actually genetic. Now the cattle on the collectives, they'd go through genetic testing to make sure they don't carry a mutation that causes mad cow disease. And if they do carry that mutation that causes mad cow disease, they'd be sent to the inert gas chamber to prevent the spread. They'd actually use inert gas. They'd use inert gas. They'd actually use inert gas. The reason for inert gas is it's actually more humane than slitting their throat. They don't feel as much pain as when their throats get slit. Problem with using helium is helium, even though it's lighter than air, is for one, it's lighter than air, which means slowly it's. The problem is we can't use helium. We need an inert gas that is denser than air, but not an inert gas that is radioactive. Inert gas would be pretty useful for a more humane slaughter method. The vegan diet on a cat is biologically inappropriate. We need a diet that is biologically appropriate for the animal. That's the problem with trying to eradicate animal abuse altogether. Because, you know, cats, they love to hunt. They do it mainly out of survival. If all the carnivores went extinct, like, one thing that that'll probably end up happening is, for one, famines would be widespread across the entire animal kingdom. Some of the animals will end up resorting to killing other animals as a result. Even horses would end up... What animals are the most suitable for taming and having them listen to you very easily? An animal that is not an obligate carnivore. A dog, for example. Most carnivores are not obligate carnivores. They are, in fact, omnivores. The reason cats almost always hunt, the reason they will hunt their food if you let them outside, is they find there's a lot more food for them outside. That commercial cat food you feed them. There's some people out there who eat meat out of necessity, like the Inuit tribes, which comprises of both Alaska and Russia. Alaska and Russia. You know, if adoption rates at no-kill shelters are really high, they really don't need to kill those animals. If adoption... There's less suffering at a no-kill shelter if the adoption rate is very high. Some shelters are kill shelters on paper, but in fact they are no-kill shelters. Some of those reasons include, but not limit... One of those reasons is the adoption rate is very high. Imagine if PETA stirred up a lot of controversy by all over the news. And the news report said that members of PETA started killing people. Like, they snatched them from their homes, like broke into homes. They killed them and ate their flesh. That'd be really disgusting. PETA claims to be an animal rights group. Truth is, they're anything but that. In fact, at their shelters, they kill animals. Because they have no regard to any living being on planet Earth. But they do have some good things too. One member of the so-called people eating tasty animals, one of the fictional people eating tasty animals one of the fictional members is Hannibal Lecter. How is he a member? He is a cannibal. That's how he is a member of people eating tasty animals. He kills and eats people. People are animals too. One of the lies that PETA tells their members is that cats can go vegan. Quote, what PETA says, cats can go vegan, dogs can go vegan. They're partially correct. It's partially true. How is it partially true? Only dogs can go vegan. Cats are obligate carnivores. Meaning they need meat out of necessity. A vegan diet for a cat is biologically not compatible. The cat will die. If you put them on a vegan diet, the cat will die. For dogs, if you put them on a vegan diet, the dog can actually live longer than average if you do it very carefully. If you do it very carefully, your dog can actually live longer than average. In fact, the oldest dog that's ever lived was actually a vegan. You cannot force your ideology on your cat, because it can... The reason cats will not listen to you when you tell them to obey you, and they refuse to, a lot of it's due to the fact that their natural instincts prevent that from happening. You just can't punish your cat by just because they knocked down your cup or tore your notes apart. Or your newspapers apart. Because for one, cats do it out of stress relief. What causes them to be bored so easily? It's the fact you're literally confining them to your house. They need more space than that. There are solutions out there. If you have a cat, you may want a big house. If I was to join an animal rights group, I might think about joining the Humane Society of the United States. the animal rights wing of the Communist Party of the of America, like, it would be the ruling party of the Northern Bloc. The animal rights wing would be the People's Humane Society. What is wrong with intensive animal farming? It's just cruel. It's one of the many consequences of capitalism we are facing now. Capitalism must be abolished. We need to bring forth a new social order, economic order. We need to be more welcoming towards minorities. What helps the more authoritarian presidents win elections? Dictators do. An example of such is Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin. For me, I'd make fun of his name by calling him Putin. In the communist propaganda posters in the People's Republic of America and the Northern Bloc, it'd be called, one of those would say, "Go vegan for the motherland. Animals deserve glorious treatment." Animals deserve glorious treatment. They deserve glorious treatment. Like, one of the propaganda posters would say, "Go vegan for the motherland." Go vegan for the motherland. Which would show a worker being very compassionate towards animals. A true vegan never feeds their cat a vegan diet. Because, you know, cats are obligate carnivores. If the Civilization 5 counterpart to my ideology is actually order. My reason towards resettling people to this is to help with the rewilding effort. Because our dependency on meat is what's killing wildlife habitats. Not also prepare for the 5-year plan. People would literally be pushed to overdrive. Literally, would they be pushed to overdrive? Like, now as they work like machines, they'd have to start eating a lot more. They'd have to eat a lot more as a result. In socialist countries, jobs are a right, not a privilege. Your chances of getting a job increase a lot in socialism. Like with the 5-year plan, the goal is to help advance our technology. And there'd be double agents to help overthrow fascist regimes and nationalist regimes, like North Korea, for example. they are a nationalist North Korea is an example of nationalist country. Of a national Bolshevist country. And with the workers, they'd be eating a bit more, as they would be pushed to their limits, close to their physical limits. If their bones break, there'd be nurses out there waiting for them. In case their bones break. They'd cast them up. Like, since workers would be pushed to the limits, free healthcare is necessary. I believe that healthcare should be a right, not a privilege. School is getting an education is a right that you cannot take away from your child. Your parents are not allowed to take an education away from a child as punishment. Parents are legally not allowed to do that. Unless the child gets expelled or suspended. Then they can. The school districts, it would be a unified school district. The reason for a unified school district in socialism, the top 1% are the ones that have to pay the most taxes. And the people that are, like, it's a global thing that we are wanting rich people to pay more taxes. It is a worldwide thing, not just in America. The working class, some of them do, in fact, some of them need a tax break. The cost of a house should be determined by the number of bedrooms. Or maybe people should be given a house altogether. That'd be better. A lot of farmers working on commercial farms, it's sad that they have to resort to public housing because of how poorly they are paid. In fact, in some commercial factory farms, wage theft is all too common on those farms, which is just sad. Farmers deserve more. Because why? They work very hard. Anyways, this is it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you liked this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Subscribe to this channel. For more, share this with your comrades on social media. And as always, thank you for watching and peace out.